Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I have, I think, 14 movie reviews to go over. Most of them are good. Some of them one-time watches, and some things I have to go back and rewatch because I fell asleep toward some, yeah. So I'll start with the first one, which was actually really enjoyable. This is from 1995. It's a Hong Kong film called Fallen Angels. It is in, what is this, Cantonese? Yeah, it's in Cantonese, but it does have English subs. Basically, you're following this dude right here. He is I don't want to say he's a contract killer, but he has the life of crime, and he wants to get out, but he doesn't want to tell his partner that he wants to get out because I think she wants to continue on. And it's just what he goes through, trying to get out of the, I guess, crime business or whatever. So it's very good. The way that the director shot this is, I guess, groundbreaking at the time. Just a lot of cutaways, a lot of different things going on. But I enjoyed this film. It's I mean, what you would call it, action, thriller, drama. I enjoyed it though. There are a couple different Blu-rays out there. I'm looking at one right now to upgrade this, but this is the old Kino release from 2004. But you get a nice little insert here in the disc, obviously. But and you got a little I guess essay here from Jay Huberman as well. So pretty cool stuff. Definitely want to upgrade this in the future. So Fallen Angels from 1995. This is directed by Wong Kar-wai. Wong Kar-wai. Next one here. This was an interesting documentary from AGFA. This is the Rock-afire Explosion. If you guys don't know what the Rock-afire Explosion was basically the animatronic band from what's it called? Showbiz Pizza, which would later turn into Chuck E. Cheese. This doesn't totally go with like the whole. It's not a documentary about it is a documentary about the pizza shop and the animatronics, but it's through the eyes of people who grew up with it when they were kids and they're adults now. It's very strange how some of these people and the way they act, but I guess it's that area that they grew up in, which is, you know, try not to share my opinion on that part of it, but it's like I said, it's an interesting little documentary here, put out this year by AGFA. This actually shot in 2008. It's only 72 minutes, but it does have different special features on here as well. You get a commentary from the filmmakers, outtakes, a vintage Tune Machine skit, a vintage Willy Rabbit news broadcast, a vintage Pizza Party promo video. So a lot of cool stuff on here. Probably better than the actual documentary itself, in my opinion, but it's cool. It's cool how people still have that part of their that part of their life in their lives today. So pretty cool nonetheless. Will I watch it again? Probably not. This one I have to rewatch because I fell asleep toward the middle of the movie and I didn't finish it. But I do have the Steelbook. I didn't open it yet, but I found a cheap DVD of it, so I went ahead and just got this one. This is from 2023, I believe. Yeah, 2023, The Blackening. This is literally just the DVD. There's no digital in this. $5, whatever. It's a spoof on the, I guess, black culture of horror. You know, because your token black person would usually die. One of the first people to die in a horror film back in the day. Says we can't all die first. It's kind of, you know, Yeah, so it's basically about this group of friends reuniting for a Juneteenth weekend getaway. They're trapped in a remote cabin with the masked killer, forced them to play a twisted board game by his rules, which they soon realize is not a game. Um, from what I saw, I enjoyed, but again, I got to go back and watch it again. So you do get a bunch of special features on here. Audio commentary with the director and the writers, a couple different featurettes. There's a game show on here. Yeah, it's like I said, I enjoyed what I saw, but I go back and watch it again. All right, let's talk about this movie because people know it's out and they were kind of interested in it. This is Faceless After Dark. This is from the girl from the first Terrifier movie. I think she's actually in part 2 as well, Jenna Cannell. This movie, she actually wrote herself with another writer, and she produced it herself as well. Basically, from what I got out of it, it's the story about her and her breakout success with being a star of a killer clown horror flick, which the movie inside the movie here has nothing to do with Terrifier, but I could see, that being part of her life now, that she's known for that movie and that movie alone, and she wants to move on from it, which a lot of actors do. I've seen that over time. Yeah, she finds herself struggling to capitalize on that success. She has it starts off with her at a convention, and all these fans come up to her and quote the movie and everything, and she didn't like the quote that she said at the end of the movie. Something about the circus. Did you hear the circus is leaving town or something like that? Some stupid like that. Anyway, she's in her house and she has this fan come break in, and his intent is just to scare her, not to kill her, but she thinks her life is in danger, so she takes herself upon herself to take care of the problem. And then instead of telling the authorities that she was self-defense, she tells the cop she called the police to help her out, but she says she thought the guy was gone, so she told them not to worry about it. But they go check on her anyway. This is after she takes care of business, and she hides the body and says, "Oh, I'm good here, nothing's wrong." And then it just escalates from there. So, did I like this movie? Yes. Will I upgrade it eventually in the future? Then it's a roller coaster of a ride after that. Like I said, it's definitely a hell of a movie. So, if you guys enjoy Jenna Cannell, if you guys enjoyed her performance in Terrifier, you'll probably enjoy her in this. That's all I have to say about that movie. Next one here is a stand-up comedy. It's nothing to really talk about, really, but it's Christopher Titus. Norman Rockwell is bleeding. I just popped this in one day just to watch it. I always thought Christopher Titus was funny. Obviously his TV show from I guess it was it the late 90s or early 2000s when it came out? I think it was the late 90s. Lasted 3 seasons, and unfortunately it got canceled, but I enjoyed it. Did you guys know he was actually in Killer Clowns from Outer Space? He was in the scene where the dude gets his head knocked off by Shorty. Yeah, he's in that scene, so I thought that was cool. But yeah, definitely recommend Titus's stand-up. Some people won't like him now because he's more of a political. He's very political now. I don't know if he was back then too, but definitely now he is. But I recommend you guys giving this a watch. It's hilarious. It's basically just him talking about him growing up with his father. Yeah, just like the show was. This one here, I enjoyed it, but then again, I have to go back and watch it again because the middle of the movie, I kind of nodded off. Sometimes I watch movies and I get too comfy and then I end up falling asleep. But this is, I think it's from 1987. Yeah, 87. It's one of those camp slasher movies. Twisted Nightmare. These teenagers go to a camp where they attended as children, and then they start disappearing one by one. It's your typical like slasher movie, but from what I remember, these kids, they say it's a camp, but it was actually more like a fair, like a county fair type thing with rides and all that. The survivors suspect that the nightmare may be connected to a horrifying burning death of a handicapped child at the camp years before. So I don't want to compare it to Friday the 13th because it's not like that movie. It kind of is a little bit with the storyline, a little bit, child dies. Years later, they come back and people are dying. It's a revenge type movie, obviously. But, it's pretty good. I definitely recommend it. This one, I know this one gets a lot of hate, or people didn't enjoy it that much because it's loosely based on Stephen King's short story from the Night Shift book. It's The Boogeyman. I believe didn't they do The Boogeyman before? Because I think he had like short films back in the day based on his Night Shift, the Night Shift collection. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure if I'm correct on that one, but anyway, yeah, The Boogeyman. It's about this. So, trying to remember here, trying to give you all the details here. So, the two sisters and their dad lived together. Their mom passed away like a year ago. I forget what she died of, but they're all still pretty sad what happened. The older girls' friends in here are all complete bitches, except for one. One's not that bad. The other ones are just like, oh, you need to get over your mom's death. Yeah, and I wish some of them would have just died in this movie. But anyway, so yeah, they're living with their dad. He's a therapist. This one dude comes in, wants to talk to the therapist, doesn't have an appointment. The dad takes him anyway, which is kind of weird. But yeah, his kids are dead. The patient's kids are dead. His wife's a bat-ass crazy, but there's a reason why they're haunted by some entity in their house, and this guy tries to pass the entity along to the father and his two girls, which it does happen, and then what they go through to survive the entity. I believe it's from the guys that had something to do with A Quiet Place, because the entity kind of looks like that kind of special effects, mostly CGI, but still enjoyable nonetheless. I do recommend you guys check this out. I thought it was pretty good for a PG-13 movie. There is language in here. There's some drug use. There's no sexuality in here though, from what I remember though. But yeah, I do have a what is this? I do have a digital code I'll give away now if you guys want it. So let me know when you guys get it, because I bought this new, so it should work just fine. So there's the code. Just let me know in the comments if you guys got it or not, so everyone else knows that it's taken already. Next one here. I bought this cheap off Amazon. I think it was like $5 or $6 or something like that. Just have Alicia Witt in it, which I love her as an actress. This movie is kind of crazy though. I do recommend it though. It's called Fuzzy Head. This is a Gravitas Ventures release. 89 minutes from 2021. The story does drag a little bit though. Basically, it's about Alicia Witt's character. She searches through her childhood memories and trauma to unlock the truth about her mother's death. This movie is just all over the place, psychologically what she goes through and everything. It's crazy. Definitely recommend you guys check this out though. This is directed by Wendy McComb, which I'm not totally familiar with. But yeah, there's the back. I believe, as most Gravitas Ventures discs are, yeah, it's a burn on demand disc. So, but if you guys like Alicia Witt, I definitely recommend checking that out. All right, this movie was something else. If you guys like weird alien movies, we're not talking about the second one, we're talking about Feeders. Feeders is a sci-fi horror film put out by the Polonia Brothers from 1996. It is out of print. I'm not sure how much this goes for now. I found this at a Goodwill for like $2. I've never seen I guess it's a Bigfoot movie on the bottom there, but we're talking about the Alien movie. The special effects in this movie are kind of silly, very silly. Created by Bill Morrison. He did Ozone, he did The Dead Next Door. He worked a lot with J.R. Bookwalter over the years, but yeah, basically it's just about aliens coming to Earth and trying to kill human life. So it's very, very low budget. The aliens in here are just kind of weird looking, but yeah, it's kind of funny. So highly recommend it. It's on one of those flipper discs, but SRS Cinema put this out back in the day. I wish they would release them on Blu-ray, at least the first two. The third one came out recently. Mark did that one because obviously, unfortunately, his brother John passed away quite a few years ago. So, but Mark's still making movies. Some are hit or miss to me, but anyway, check out Feeders. All right, this next one is a very low budget film put out by Bayview Entertainment, 2023, 92 minutes, directed by Gary Dehidas. I think he might be, I'm not sure if he's Dominican. This movie is based on like a Dominican actress, but I don't know if he's Dominican. Definitely, there's a lot of, when I watch the special features in here, there's a lot of Spanish speaking. So this is Night of the Insolent Vermin. Kind of a weird name for a film, but this movie is silly. It's not, it says it's bugs, beauties, and blood. There's hardly any blood in this movie. A lot of cockroaches, beauties in the eye of the beholder, but they're attractive girls. So anyway, so basically it's a group of girlfriends. They decide to hunker down together to ride through a hurricane going through Orlando, Florida. And basically a lot of cockroaches show up and they're trying to take over they'll eat anything in their sight, even human flesh. You don't see any of that in this movie. You hear it, but you don't see it. But it's one of those movies. But they have creeps living next door, and the guys are trying to get the girls, and it's just what they go throughout the night, and all the bugs killing anything in their path. But it's a fun little independent film. I do recommend it. I think I got this for like $5 on Amazon. I check out these low budget films all the time. I buy them when they're really low, because if you don't do that, they just go back up in price, and sometimes they never go back down. Yeah, definitely recommend you guys watch this. There are behind the scenes footage. After the movie's done, you can't actually watch it without watching the whole movie though, unless you skip through I guess chapters. But yeah, there's a lot of like, outtakes and a little bit of behind the scenes footage with the crew. So pretty good movie. Next one here, This is a German release, but it's in English. It says region B, but it's region free. This is put out by Lionsgate and NSM Records. This is from 1976. This is a revenge movie called Death Weekend. If you guys enjoy like I Spit on Your Grave, it has vibes of that. Not as graphic, but it's still in there. If you know what I'm referring to, you know what I'm referring to. Yeah, I obviously can't read the back, it's all in German, but basically you get this couple. They're going away for the weekend. They're going to a house by the lake. Actually, that's a alternate title to this movie, The House by the Lake. If you guys look it up on IMDb, you can type in Death Weekend and it comes up as The House by the Lake. So you get Brenda Vaccaro's character along with, I believe it's Chuck Shimada. That's her either husband or boyfriend or whatever. So they go to the house by the lake, but along the way they have a little scuff with these three guys, or there's four guys. Four guys in a car. These guys are idiots. They're looking for trouble, and they like to mess with people on the highway. So the couple gets away, but they're followed by them, and then they go in the house and I don't know why they want to kill them and have their way with the girl. But anyway, things happen. Certain people, a lot of things go on. The girl gets, I guess, what word can I use? I don't want to use the R word, but that happens to her. She gets fondled and whatnot, and she just starts getting her revenge on all four guys, just like I Spit on Your Grave. So, highly recommend it if you guys haven't seen it before. So, alright, the last three I did enjoy quite a bit. This one was okay. I probably won't keep it in the collection because I'm trying to slim down my collection just a bit. Happens when you have over 6,000 movies in your house. Kind of want to get rid of some, which I've been doing. So anyway, this is from 2003. This is a low-budget film called Detour. It's similar to what I would compare this to Wrong Turn and the remake of The Hills Have Eyes. This came out before The Hills Have Eyes, though, so from 2003. This movie does have Tiffany Shepis in it. That's one of the selling points as to why I picked this up. Basically, these friends are driving home from a rave. They travel off a path and come across this one dude wearing some sort of like sack over his head. Not like Jason, kind of like more like a burlap sack. He's just out there killing people for whatever reason. I don't really remember why he's doing it. I don't think it actually goes in detail as to why he's doing it. But he's just, killing people off the road for whatever reason. He's reasoning behind that. And yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty decent. The acting is kind of silly in this, but then again, what do you expect from the asylum? So I recommend you guys check this out if you haven't before. It's nothing special that will change like horror history or anything, but it's not bad. It's not bad. All right, down to the last two here, so hopefully get this under half an hour. I did watch Bunny Lake is Missing. This is a classic film from 1965. It's in black and white, even though it shows it's in color on the back. It's in black and white. You get Laurence Olivier, Carol Lindley, and Keir Dullea, I guess how you say his name. Yeah, this movie's really good. Like, I do enjoy like 60s movies, but I didn't expect it to be that good, I need to upgrade this immediately. Which there is a what's it called? Indicator release of this. But anyway, You get your main actress here, Carolyn Lindley. She plays Anne Lake. Bunny is her daughter. I forget what her real name was, but she goes by the nickname of Bunny. She and her daughter moved to London, and she's trying to get. She brings her daughter to her preschool, which they don't call it a preschool in here. They call it. I forget what they call it. I don't know. Her first day of school, so she drops her kid off and leaves. Checks in with somebody that doesn't really have anything to do with. I think it's like a cook or something. I have no idea. I think she drops her off, and she talks to one of the cooks there, not the actual teachers. And turns out that no one's seen the girl. Like she doesn't attend that school or whatever. So basically, the movie's about her mom and her uncle. I guess her uncle are trying to find her. The police get involved. They think that the mom's making the whole story up because they can't find evidence of the kid actually existing. But there's a reason why that's going on. I'm not going to tell you the twist of the movie, but it's a hell of a twist. But basically, there are a couple of different suspects in here. I mean, it's going to be the child's uncle, Stephen Lake, played by Keir Dullea, and the landlord of the flat that the Lakes are living in. Yeah, that guy's creepy. That guy's played by Noel Coward. He was in the original Italian Job. And the school's ex-head mistress, Ada Ford, played by Martita Hunt. But the guy understands that no one's actually seen the girl, so again, that's why he's doubting that the child exists. But definitely recommend you guys check this out. It's a very, very strange movie, but highly recommend it. This is a Columbia Pictures release, aka Sony, but yeah, I don't know if it has I think it might. I'm pretty sure it has a Twilight Time Blu-ray, but I'm just going to get the indicator release because it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Then the last movie here, which I highly recommend too. This is a 1998 film, which was re-released in 2002 by Lionsgate and Palm Pictures. Edge City. Says it's a teenage prank, a suburban nightmare. So I'm going to recommend this if you guys enjoy Kids or Bully or other movies like around that era. Maybe even Gummo a little bit. Gummo's too strange. This one's not that strange. So basically, this is a pretty, I guess, true to life film, teen drama. You get kids that are growing up at home that always break the rules, don't listen to their parents. So the movie's also on the back here. It's comparing it to River's Edge, which I see the resemblance. The comparison to those two movies, but then again, it's a totally different movie. This takes place in a suburb of Philadelphia. And kids from Philadelphia are also in here too. They're feuding against each other. Trying to remember the characters' names in here though. So these two girls are hanging out at a Checkers. Obviously, you know it's a Checkers because it shows like the Checkers building, but they call it Burger World for obvious reasons. Copyright reasons or whatever, but it shows the building, it shows the emblem of Checkers, so I don't understand it. But anyway, there's a lot of copyright stuff in here that they didn't get permission to do. Like there's a mall in here, it shows JCPenney, Sears, and stuff like that. But anyway, you get these girls are hanging out at Checkers, and then these kids from Philly show up. They try hitting on them, and one of them they go up to them and they throw their sodas at them. They get wet, and then one of them just, you know, does that to the girl, and it's quite disgusting. There's no nudity in here. No, there's no nudity in here at all, but there is teen sex in here, but you don't see anything. It's just implied. But anyway, sorry, it took a while to watch this movie. I had to pause it and do other things. I'm trying to get all the details out of my head here. So the girls go to their friends, to these guys, and say, you know, these kids, you have to use the R word again here. There was the allegations were, I want to say they're false, but they were definitely, you know, it is what it is. So these kids want to get revenge on these other kids that did it to them, or what they think did it to them. And it's just feuding throughout the movie. And then one of the Philly kids, there's a big, they're trying to get like this feud going, this big fight is supposed to happen before or after the dance? I don't remember, but this movie's kind of all over the place, but I did enjoy it a lot. But yeah, and something happens, and one person that ends up getting hurt and passing away didn't have anything to do with what actually happened. So yeah, that was the sad point of the film. So I recommend you guys check out Edge City. This is directed by Eugene Martin. The casting in here, you guys probably don't really know who these people are. Like Charlie, I believe, was in Would You Rather. Heather hasn't really done anything. And Cedra Vega hasn't really done much. Bruce Kirkpatrick, I forget what movie he was in, but he's been in a couple decent films, so check it out if you haven't before. So that is everything I've watched over the last, I want to say about three weeks. So check them out if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon because I have some stuff in front of me I need to show off, but I'll probably do that either tomorrow or sometime next week. So take care. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.